Hey there. Today I'm here to tell you that your next level is stuck inside your brain. Your next $50,000, your next elevation in life, whether you want to move across the country, move across the world, pay off your debt, create generational wealth for your children, the answer and the solution to that is locked inside your brain. In today's world, we're bombarded with craziness, okay? We're bombarded with wars and rumors of wars, this celebrity, that celebrity, what's going on with this, what's going on with that. We're bombarded with too many things. And so I was in the Usambara Mountains of Tanzania a few weeks ago, and I was just sitting reflecting. No reception, no talking to anyone except obviously my family who was up there and the villagers and the people that were up there. And so I was just reflecting on the fact that the vast majority of people on earth today, well, actually, let me put it like this. The vast majority of people in Western society today, okay, are not experiencing life and have ideals about life that aren't true as far as resources go, money, business, all of these things. Because here in Tanzania, people live a totally different lifestyle. They don't depend on CNN. They don't depend on the news. They don't depend on 9-to-5s most of the time. They're agricultural, entrepreneurial-minded people who also live a freedom-based life. So I wrote a blog on Medium, I think it was yesterday, and it's called Sitting in Nature Grows My Business as a 3-hour writer. I write about 3 hours a day, that's it, and I make a full-time income, more than most people in America. And then on top of that, living in a place where my cost of living, our cost of living, we're a family of 7, 8, and some animals too. Our cost of living is 50 to 60% lower than the cost of living in America. And so that means that the resources that we have are even more valuable just because our cost of living is lower. And so I'm going to help you today. If you want the help, you may not want the help, but this is only for the elite, small bunch of people that want the help to break out the matrix. This is going to be your last chance because in the next 48 hours, Write Your Way to Revenue 2.0 is closing. We are doing the live sessions October 15th and 22nd, where I am teaching 15 upcoming writers how to exit their 9-to-5, how to leverage the resources that they do have, which does not necessarily have to be money. The resources that they do have and that you have are locked inside of your brain. You have unique perspectives, unique talents, unique conversations and expertise that can be used for people, for the good of humans everywhere, for the good of the Black community, for the good of your people. But you first have to understand that and value that and even believe that. A lot of us think that we don't have any resources just because we don't have millions and millions of dollars. You do have resources. Your mind is the biggest resource you have. But because you're bombarded with information, you're not making the moves that you should be making in business and in life and for the generations after you. Hopefully you know that, and they don't blast us on the news, so do your research. But hopefully you understand that in America, the wealth gap is so big right now that by 2050, it's estimated that Black people will have zero wealth. It'll hit zero. So those businesses, those jobs, all the things that we work in America to hand off to our children, it's not going to be there by 2050. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually by 2030, okay? And so I'm gonna ask you a few questions. This is actually from my blog on Medium. You can check it out as well. And I want you to just think about a few of these things. I'm going to tell you that back in 2015, I was in healthcare, and that was like my ideal place to be and all of these things. But then I realized that the root of who I am has always been a writer, right? And so that's what I've been doing for 7 years, going on 8 years now. But let me give you a few journal prompts. Pause this, get a pen, paper, and let's get into this. Without worrying about money and bills, what gives you the most joy? Who are you? If you could only use 3 words, not sentences. If you could only use 3 words, who are you? I feel blank when I allow myself to rest and be creative. The business model or life that best suits me is one that allows me to what? Write those down. I want you to write those answers down and think about them right now, because this is the time for you to identify where you want to go in life. Where do you want the generations to go in life? Do you want the generations after you to be stuck in poverty and still battling the same white supremacist difficulties that our people have been battling for generations and generations? Or are you going to be the one to say, stop, no more to this? I'm going to change my trajectory One, by learning how to budget and handling my money correctly. Two, by exploring other avenues to create income and resources and not relying on just a 9 to 5. And three, maybe you're looking to explore the world and expand. Of course, I would suggest moving to somewhere in Africa. It doesn't have to be East Africa, but I absolutely love East Africa. And so I'm gonna leave you with that. Now, if you're interested in Write Your Way to Revenue 2.0 so that you can become a blog writer, a social media writer, or an ebook writer, whatever writing you love to do, we're going to be working live in this workshop to teach upcoming writers how to position their skill sets and their business just in time for November, December, January, February. This is the hot season for writers. All the writers are gearing up right now because they're about to be bombarded and loaded with clients, because this is when people want to communicate with their customer base, okay? And so you're going to learn that in Write Your Way to Revenue 2.0, 2 live sessions. And then you're also going to have a live resume review. And don't think that the black and white resume that people usually use in corporate America is going to work. That is not going to work anymore when you're in creative marketing and when you're in a creative industry. What I teach is actually a formula for a colored resume, a resume that's in color and that uses copywriting or the power of words to articulate your expertise and value. But this information and these processes are things that I've built over my 7 years of freelance writing. And so you won't find them online, but you can find them in Write Your Way to Revenue. The investment level is $187 for 2 sessions, for both live sessions, and you get the replay as well. And so with this $187 investment, you're basically switching that resource to grasp the wealth and 6-figure strategies that you need to elevate your life. Leave your 9 to 5, pay off debt, and travel the world if that's what you want. I hope the best for you, and I hope to see you in class. Class starts soon. You got 48 hours. The clock starts now. Talk soon.